Welcome, Miss Mann 6th grade science class. This is Miss Mann speaking, and I'm going to quickly go over the metric measurements assignment that I will be posting tomorrow. So here is what the assignment entails. You're going to have two worksheets, right? Metric ladder method and metric mania. I'm going to expect both of these to be completed, pictures taken, submitted via Google Classroom. I'm going to go ahead and reiterate a point I have to keep remaking. I will not accept work through email. If you send me an email with your worksheet attached, you might as well not send it to me at all because I am not going to count that as a submission. If you want to submit, you have to do it through Google Classroom. Okay, so on to business. We have a total of two worksheets here. And we're going to start with this one, the metric ladder method, which looks like this if you are in my hybrid learning class. All right, so this is essentially what we are going to do. This is called the ladder method, right? We're going to start off by crossing the problems we don't have to worry about. And because I did this for my in-person learners, I'm going to do this for you guys too. I'm going to have you cross out problems 3 through 15. So you're just going to cross out this third row over here, this third column. You're just going to go ahead and cross that out, all right? You don't need to do it. I'm not expecting you to do it. So why create more work for yourself unless you want the extra practice? All right. So here we have the metric system, right? A simple way to remember the metric system is remembering the ladder method, right? This is the ladder method. To convert to a smaller unit, multiply by the power of 10, or, this is what we're going to be working on, or move the decimal to the right. So here's what I like to do. I like to put the left and right. Right? Just because I want to take out the guesswork. I don't want to have to do the L thing, saying like, oh, this is left, that's right. Just write it down. All right. So let's go to the first problem. Well, let's go over the example. My bad. So here we have 4 meters, and we want to convert it to millimeters. So our starting point is meters, right? This is where we will be starting. And then we are going to be ending up right here at the millimeter mark, right? Okay, so it says here it takes 3 jumps to get from meter to millimeter. Ugh, my pen is not working. Just go ahead and switch to a pencil. So we're going to go from a meter to a millimeter. When we start here, right, this is where we are going to start. The X is where we start. You're going to go down 1 step, going to go down 2 steps, going to go down 3 steps. All right? Now, this is where the left and right come in. You are taking 3 steps down to the right. All right? So, let's look back at the example. It takes 3 jumps to get from meter to millimeter, right? Here we have 4.0 meters. That's where we're starting. And we go 1, 2, 3, and we get to that millimeter mark, right? So, and here they show you the jumps, 1, 2, 3 for the millimeters. And that equates to 4,000 millimeters, right? Okay, so here we have an example. And remember, guys, which direction we're moving is which way the decimal is going to be moving. So we have 1 kilometer, right? We're starting out with 1. So just go ahead and write that 1 right there. We have 1 kilometer. Maybe a little fancy little 1, so you know. And then here we want to turn it into a decimeter, right? So we're starting from here, going to here. Now, here are the steps. We go 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. So that is a total of 4 steps in order to get from kilometer to decimeter. And you are also moving to the right. You are stepping down the ladder, so you are moving to the right. So that's which way we're going to move our decimal. So we're going to pretend that there's a decimal right here, all right? Because with a regular number like this, it's okay to just put a decimal right here. It's still the same number. It just has a decimal point after it. So we went ahead and went down 4 steps from kilometer to decimeter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put your new decimal point. So, and then with each one of these divots, you are going to put a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 1 kilometer is actually equal to 10,000 decameters. All right, let's do another one. We're starting at meters. So we are starting at this base unit, at the gray step, right? We are starting at meters and we are going to go to hectometers, hectometers. So that's right up here. That is to the left. You are going up the stairs. You are moving to the left. So we're going to start with 6. Remember to put your decimal point there, right? And then we are going to move it to hectometers. So that's right here. So if we're starting here at the base unit, we're going to go up 1 step, 2 step to the left. So you're going to move your decimal point to the left. So 1, 2. That's your new decimal point right there. So so 6 meters is equivalent to 0.06, right? 0.06. This is what I like about the metric system, is you don't have to do any equations. You just move that decimal, right? I wanted to get to meters. I wanted to get to hectometers. So I go up 2 steps, right? I go up 2 steps to the left. Now, let's do another one. Remember, we're not doing 3, 6, 9, 12, or 15. Those are going to be crossed off. Let's go to 4. So here we have 4 meters, right? What do we do next? We put that decimal point out there. Remember, when you put the decimal point, it doesn't change the number, all right? Because 4 is the same thing as 4.0. You just put a decimal point and a 0 at the end. So we have 4 meters, right? And we want to convert this to centimeters. So we are starting here at the meter, and we are going to centimeters. So we are going to move the decimal to the right. Now, how many steps? We start here. You go 1, 2. 2 steps to the right. So you're going to move your decimal point 1, 2. Right? So 4 meters is equivalent to 400.0 centimeters, right? All right, let's do one more. We're going to do number 5. And then you could do the last 6 on your own. So we start at 90. Again, same concept. You are going to put a decimal point right here. We are starting at centimeters, so this is our starting point, and we are ending at decameters right here. All right, so this isn't going to be very long. You have to go up 1 step, up 1 step. You're going to move your decimal to the left 1 time, to the left 1 time. So you're going to 90 centimeters is equivalent to, boop, 9 decimeters, right? So that's how you convert. You literally just move the decimal point. Now, when you turn it in, I want to see this work. I want to see this work done on your worksheet. I need to see that you have shown your work, even the problems that I did with you. I need to see that. I need to see that you're physically writing it down and moving the decimal point. All right? So this is our linear measurements worksheet. Now let's go to Metric Mania. As you can see, I have already crossed out, actually. You want to use this one. This one's a mess up. You're going to cross out number 4. You are not going to do number 4. If my pen would work. All right, so number 4 is crossed out. All right. So here you're just going to be making, right? You're just going to be circling for number 1, which is longer. Circle your choice for each one. So our first one right here is a mile or a kilometer, right? So you can even Google this. That is completely okay. You can go 1 mile. Oh, and look at that. Equals 1.6. Oh, and you can, this is what I love about Google, you can use it for anything. So you start at 1 mile, and we want to just convert that to kilometers, right? 1 mile is equivalent to 1.60934 kilometers, right? Now, if we need to know which one's bigger. So if every 1 mile contains 1.6 kilometers, that means a mile is longer, right? Which is longer, a mile. 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers. So you go ahead and circle a mile. Now, circle your choice, which is longer, 1 yard or 1 meter, right? So we're going to switch this from yard, and then we're just going to go down to meter. 1 yard is 0.9144 meters, right? So it's not equivalent because then it would be 1 yard equals 1 meter. That's just not true. So we have 1 yard equals 0.9144 meters. That means a meter is actually longer than a yard. So let's switch it. We have 1 meter and how many yards? 1.09. So more than 1 yard can go into a meter, essentially. So that means a meter is longer. So circle a meter. Now, which is longer, 1 inch or 1 centimeter? So let's go ahead and start it again. 1 centimeter or 1 inch. 1 centimeter contains 0.39 inches, right? Now, that means the centimeter is smaller because it takes multiple centimeters to create 1 inch. To prove this, we are going to go to inch on this side, and it's automatically going to go to centimeters. So 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, right? So obviously an inch is longer. Even if you looked at a standard ruler such as this, you can see that that is true, right? A centimeter goes right here, whereas an inch takes up, whereas inch is almost a double than a centimeter, almost a double. So an inch is longer. All right, so now we're going to complete each statement, right? So again, guys, this is where you're really going to use your resources here, Google. So 1 mile equals how many kilometers? So you got a mile. How many kilometers is that? That's 1.609. So 1 mile is 1.609 kilometers. Let's do yards. We have 1 yard. And we need to convert that to meters. So we go meter. That's 0.9144, right? So 0.9144. All right. So you see how I've written that down? So now we're going to do 1 inch to centimeters. And we already kind of did that, didn't we? So, but let's go ahead and just do it again. We have 1 inch to 1 centimeter right here. That's 2.54. Beautiful. So 2.54. All right, so the basic unit of length. So we're on number 3 now. We completed number 2, we completed number 1. So let's go back to number 3. The basic unit of length in a metric system is the meter. Right, in lowercase m. Complete each statement. So here's where we get that really easy. Again, this is where it becomes really easy. You don't have to really look it up on the computer. 6 you have to, but for 5, nah. So you have 1 kilometer. That equals, right, 1,000 meters. And you have, if you want to double check me, you go 1 kilometer to meters. 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. All right. Then we have 1 meter equals 100 centimeters, right? I just know that because I know centi equals 100. All right. Now we need millimeters. Milli means 1,000. So 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters. All right, so again, for number 6, you are just going to do the same thing that we did for number 1. You can use Google. I'm not against that. At least when it comes to imperial to metric, but it looks like all these are metric. So 1 meter or 105 centimeters, right? Well, we just said for this one, because you have to circle which is larger, 1 meter or 105 centimeters, right? How many meters can go into how many centimeters can go into a meter? 100, right? So we know 100 of those is going to be a meter, but there's 5 extra, right? So 105 centimeters would actually be bigger, right? So then 1 meter. Now let's go to B. We have 4 kilometers or 4,400 meters, right? So we know a kilometer is 1,000 meters. So that would be equivalent of 4,000 meters. And then here you have or 4,400 meters. Well, this is a bigger number than 4,000. 4,400 is a bigger number, so you're going to go ahead and circle that. You can do the other 2 on your own. So, how many millimeters are in 1 centimeter? Right? So again, you can go back to Google and redo that, or you could look at your chart right here, right? So we have a centimeter, and what did it want? It wanted how many millimeters are in 1 centimeter? So 1 centi, 1 milli. I do believe it's 1,000, but it's 100. But let me check. So we got 1 centimeter and 1. So there's 10 millimeters and 1 centimeter. All right. So how many millimeters are in 1 centimeter, right? 10. And you can also know this because metric system is based on units of 10. Each time you go up, you are going up by 10, right? 10 millimeters can go into a centimeter. 10 centimeters can go into a decimeter. 10 decimeters can go into a meter. 10 meters go into a decameter. 10 decameters can go into a hectometer. And then 10 meters can go into a kilometer. All right, so this is the basics for these worksheets. I'm going to have you do 8 by yourself, and then you're going to go ahead and measure it in centimeters. That is what it's already measuring. Then you're going to convert it to millimeters, all right? We know how to do this. And then what is the length of the line to the nearest centimeter? So you are going to, again, you're going to round to this nearest centimeters, no decimals, all right? You're just going to round to the next wholest number, all right? So those are going to be your 2 worksheets for today, for this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you just need help with it, let me know. Here you can see that we are just going to be doing the Metric Mania and the linear measurements worksheet. All right, it's probably going to look a little different because I printed this out here at school. So remember, we're crossing out problems 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15, but you're doing the rest over here. And then for the Metric Mania, you are simply just crossing out problem number 4. All right, you don't need to know that, but you do need to know the rest of this. All right, excellent. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Don't hesitate to email me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Have a wonderful day.